this spring when I was appointed to Emily Carr Secondary School. Andrew McConnell, who I actually used to teach with at Thornley Secondary School, also shared with me about some things that were at Emily Carr. And one of the things that he shared about was the totem poles that were in the building. It's cultural appropriation, and I knew that that would be something that I would have to address while I was here. But I also know that you just don't go into a building and make all these sweeping changes without actually taking some time to get to understand the building, understand the people in it, and understand the legacy and the history in the building.
She was new to the building and had been walking around and noticed, totem poles, the name Thunderbird, and really was asking a lot of deep questions about, is this appropriation? Gave me a call and asked me to come in and talk to staff first. And I did. I went to one of the first staff meetings of the year. We had a conversation about, what those things were, the totem poles, what is Thunderbird and where does that fit within the culture. And it really was about just starting the conversation and really helping staff to just have some sense of knowledge to work with and then to let them take that time, which they did.
So during our intercouncil meeting that we just had, what we talked about was the rebranding of the school and kind of the Reimagining team, which is the administrative team from our school, along with other staff, came to discuss kind of just the big picture that we're going to be doing, the big change, and it was an opportunity for them to talk to the faces of the school, which are the school club initiative students. So it was a great opportunity for the club students to communicate along with the administrative team and the teachers, just to kind of get a general feedback on what staff and students want to see.
Alongside of that, as a staff, we looked at the motto of the school. And we looked at the motto of the school because does it really still serve our community?
We are including everyone's voice, students and staff, collecting their shared conversations about who we are and what defines us, our school legacies, our school histories. We are looking to redefine ourselves for today and bring in all the voices as part of the decision making in bringing along that change.
So our work with the Indigenous Education Consultants began in earnest as we started down the path of decolonization and reconciliation. They've been extremely helpful in connecting us with the learning and the types of initiatives that our schools should be focusing on and implementing to ensure we're doing good work.
Involving the students and giving them an opportunity to be a part of the process. So it's something for us to work towards and have new vision.
So the first thing was the removal of the totem poles. And we really wanted to take some time after the totem poles came down to think about what would go up in that space. And we wanted to do it right. And so we've worked through a process to figure out what's going up in that space. And we've gathered student voice, staff voice, and we've worked with the Indigenous Education team as well as the equity team at the ISCS at the board.
So we've been working with a series of artists in designing a mural that would be a very important piece located in what we call the crossroads at our school. The mural will be connecting to our land, the land that we share, and it's very important to bring that land inside and to educate not just the students but also the teachers.
Students will come down one grade at a time and work in teams of 5 to recreate a section of this mural. They have to mix colors and work with the team next to them in order to make sure that there's a cohesive piece. And there's value in that process in terms of bringing the community together, bringing students together, and creating a piece that they will see themselves in, not just through the symbolism, but through the actual process of creating it.
As a school, we're taking the initiative to become more culturally appropriate, as well as taking inputs from staff and students to make sure that they have a say in the new changes that are coming up.
We now realize that things change. We need to change. We need to show our students that we can adapt, and this is a great example of that. We've learned that what we thought was right 20 years ago has changed, and we're adapting, and I think it just sets a really good example.
I think the new look will better reflect Carr because it's going to be more culturally appropriate without overstepping boundaries, and this way we could tie in the community and the school by picking a mascot together.
I think our school needs to acknowledge the importance of Indigenous culture, and even though we have a lot of memories with the Thunderbird, we need to move on with our new journey, and I believe our journey with the new mascot will be just as great.
So it is important for us to be respectful to Indigenous communities and to their culture, as well as it is important for us to ensure that we are respectful to their beliefs and values.
We also have grown so much as a community. We now have the knowledge and understanding to both take the initiative to make sure that we make the necessary changes and respect all communities.
To reinforce the fact that we at ECSS, we do embrace identities, we cultivate excellence, and we find strength in community, and together we shape the future. I'm so honored to be part of this journey right from the start.
It's leaving this kind of legacy of hope and next steps, and that I think is comforting, right? That we're leaving eventually in a positive way.
Honestly, like the talks about it have really gotten students excited. I know that in my business class from last semester, like the talk about it all had begun, and kids are really looking forward to just being a part of the new journey.
The ideas were a blue jay, a cardinal, a thunder/lightning playing off of that theme, and a coyote. And then we went through a vote on a Friday throughout the day, and every student and staff got to vote about what they wanted next. And they voted for a coyote. And so as we move forward, we are walking into a situation where we have a new mascot, a new motto, and a new vision for the school. Everyone has been part of it in the creation of it. You know, when I think about this whole process, the bringing together of community, everybody's voice being heard and part of this, I'm so happy with how this turned out. Part of who I am as a leader is really about building community and about those relationships and making sure that whoever you are when you come to school, that you get to be who you are and be proud of who you are and be represented in our building. And this is just one step in